Hello, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Nwabi Samacho and a mentor, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please do give it a thumbs up. So, as you saw in the title today, I'll be talking about how we were able to buy our investment property. Now, if you haven't seen some of my other videos, like basically my journey from debt review up until being able to buy a property, an investment property, do give yourself a chance and give it a listen. I always enjoy watching YouTube channels while I'm cooking, or maybe while I'm driving to work. What I usually do is I put it on the radio and I listen, especially like sit down videos. So if you have the time, do give that a chance, and you'll be able to understand as to how I was able to get to where I currently am right now, in talking basically about my life's journey with finances. Okay, so if you remember in the previous video, I was telling you about how I went from 0 to 674, my credit score, right? So after we bought our property, which is our primary resident property that has two flats in it, because as much as we could afford the property, I always said that it makes sense for us to have other people that are going to be helping us to pay for our bond, right? So I'll make an example. Our Let's say our bond is 5,000 rand. I mean, no, no. Let's say our bond is 10,000 rand, right? Because our property is quite big. We have a 4 bedroom, 2 bathroom, a sitting room, lounge, dining room, kitchen. So it's quite a big property, and then it has two flats outside. The one flat has a kitchen, a lounge, bedroom, study room, and a bathroom. That is our biggest flat. Then we have another flat that has a bedroom, a small lounge, kitchenette, and a bathroom as well. So as I was saying, so let's say our property is 10,000 rand. I said now we are going to be having these flats that ideally should also come up with half of our bond payment. So that was my thinking when we were looking for a primary resident, because I said as much as it is going to be our home and we are going to enjoy the property, let us also be mindful of our finances, especially with the journey that we have been through, right? So that is our primary resident. Then we decided that we need a new car. At the time, we were driving a Hyundai Elantra, which was quite small, and it's not really small, but I mean it was, we were expecting our son, so now we're going to be six, right? So the car is a five-seater, so it was not going to be able to accommodate us. So we thought, okay, we need a car, we need a van actually, because now we also have the events company that is gradually growing. At first, we could accommodate things in the car and be able to do the event. We pop the jumping castle into the boot, the blower, and the chairs and stuff inside the car. But then now, as the business was growing and we're buying more and more stuff, the things were not able to fit in the car. So we would have to like hire a trailer, which was now another expense. So, and now we're also expecting our son. So we decided, okay, we need a bigger car. But now I said, we are not getting a liability without getting something else that is going to be an asset and that is going to grow in value and is going to be a legacy that we're going to leave for our kids one day. So my husband and I decided that, okay, we are going to buy a car, a van, and we are going to buy a property, so that the property is able to assist us with paying for this car and pay for itself. You see, that was our thinking when we decided to buy this investment property. So what we did is, I think we bought the property first. Ne? Yes, yes. I think we bought the property first, if I'm not mistaken, because it did quite happen like in a short space of time. If I'm not mistaken, we bought the property first, and we bought the property. It was selling for 365,000 rand. We negotiated and we offered 325,000 rand. The buyer rejected the offer. I mean, the seller, sorry, rejected the offer, and they counter offered with 335,000, which we said, okay, no, that's fine. We can still be able to afford that, because at the time when we bought the property, it was only a 2-bedroom house with a lounge, a kitchen, and a bathroom. So it was selling for that amount. Then we said, okay, we're going to approach SA Home Loan, because if you remember in the previous video that I was explaining that we had bought our primary property using SA Home Loan, right? So now when we were thinking about this investment property, when we got there, they said, no, there is a buyer currently that is before us. Now, if they don't go well, we are going to be the second people in line to buy the property. Okay, that then they came back to us, I think 2 or 3 weeks later. They said no, she was not able to get any banks to approve her home loan. So we are next in line to have the bond originator go and ask banks to be able to give us this home loan. So, oh, then they said SA Home Loan did approve for the lady, but then they said they're not approving for this amount because the house didn't have a kitchen sink inside. So they said that the sellers must do the kitchen sink, so basically get plumbing in from outside and into the house. And the seller said, we are not willing to put any money into the house. We just want to get rid of the house as is. So then SA Home Loan said, then unfortunately, we're not going to be able to give that lady that home loan. So the real estate agent let us know of this. They said, unfortunately, SA Home Loan is going to say the same thing to you guys anyway, right? And secondly, SA Home Loan does not approve 100% home loan for investment properties, right? They don't. They said maximum is about 80%, right? And now we were thinking that we need to renovate the house. We want to build flats on it, so we have to get 100% home loan, so that the savings that we have and investments that we have, we are going to need those money. We are going to need that money to be able to do the things that need to be done on that property. So now SA Home Loan was then out, right? Now ABSA then said, okay, you know what? I can approve. So they approved us 100% for that investment property, and we got into that process. We paid for the transferring and bond attorneys. We got that sorted out, because, as I said, we did have savings that we were having and we had put aside, right? So we had that process was then done, and were able to buy that property. Now, our question was, we need to build these flats. So initially, I did my research and I saw that, okay, we need about 35K for each flat that we want to build. So we said, okay, let's start with 2 flats. We'll start with the one in front and one at the back, because the yard is quite big. So there's still yard at the back and on the side. So then we said, no, let us first start with the ones that are closer to the house, so that the plumbing is going to be much easier, and then we'll do later on where we have to branch out into the different sectors of the house. Now, when we started building, that building process showed us flames, my dear. It showed us flames. As I said, we budgeted 35 for each flat, and then we said 20 for the house. Ne? Yo. We went, well, the cost basically, they went haywire. Like, whatever budget that you're thinking about when you want to build, times it by 3. That's like the only advice that I have. If you're thinking about renovating your kitchen and you're thinking about 20K, times it by 3, then you'll be okay. Otherwise, you will cry. You will cry. So yeah. So now basically our plan was to have our car, the van, because now our car obviously was fuel efficient. Then we're going to have the van that is going to be assisting with the events company and for when we are traveling as a family. And then we had our savings to be able to build on this property. But then things got out of hand. Savings were at zero. Oh, we basically had nothing left of our savings. We used it all to be able to do the flats as we wanted them, because our flats, we wanted a flat where a person is able to enjoy their own space, because people that live in PE know that most flats only, it's like just a flat, nothing else. There's no bathroom, there's no kitchen, there's nothing. You basically share a toilet outside, and you have to get like buckets to be able to have water inside the flat, and you use a wash basin to be able to take a bath. So we didn't want that. We wanted shower, toilet, and a kitchen sink with tap that's running water. So that is why everything then became so much, and in terms of expenses, when we were building the flats and renovating the house as well. Because the house, as I said initially, when the lady was rejected, was because it didn't have any running water in the kitchen. So we had to also get that also done, which was also another expense. And the state of the property was not good, because the sellers were, I think it was their inherited house, I'm not quite sure, and they had family members living in the property, and the family members were not taking care of the house. So which is why then they got them evicted via court, and then they ended up selling the property. So it was not in a good state. So we basically had to get the walls basically not knocked down, but the plaster to be knocked down and then to be replastered. And we had to do ceilings, because some of the rooms and kitchen, no, the kitchen was fine. I think it was the lounge and the bedrooms that didn't have any ceiling, and the bathroom as well. So, oh, and the bathroom was not in a good state. So we had to change up everything, change the toilet seat, everything, so that it can be, oh, and the flooring as well. The flooring, I think there was mats. Yeah, mats. Ne? So we took those out, and they had to tile the floors. We had to change the doors, we had to change the windows. So basically we had to redo the whole house. Ne? We had to redo the whole house. Then we were running out of money, because we also wanted to do a boundary wall and a gate and so forth. So we sat down, my husband and I. My husband has a company car that he uses at his work. So we said, okay, you know what, this car that we love and we actually wanted to keep, we have to sell it, because now we are running out of money to be able to finish this project. So let us sell this car, and then be able to have some money left, and be able to finish up the properties. And anyway, we are in the process of looking for a Bakimos anyway. So that's what we did. We sold our Hyundai, and then we took that money. We finished off the flats, and then no, actually, I think now when we're renovating the house, this is now when we bought the Baki. Then the bank said we have to put down a deposit as well, to show that we really want this car, and we are going to be able to pay it monthly, because now we also have some money in the car. So we now took some of the money that we had taken from the Hyundai. We took that money, and then we put it into the bank, so that we can deposit this van that we bought. Ne? So now that money of the Hyundai also finished, and we were not finished with the investment property. So then we had no choice but to go now to the credit card. If you remember in my previous video, I said I was making sure that we don't have a balance on the credit card each and every month. But then now we had to tap into the credit card, because we had to do this and finish off these flats that we're doing at the investment property. So that's what we did. We took money from the credit card, and we were buying things that we needed for the investment property. And yeah, so currently we have the flat, we have two flats and a house, and then the property is fully secure, and we thinking of doing more flats in the near future. But we stopped there. We said, okay, we bit more than we can chew, so let us try and finish off the food that's in our mouth up until that is finished, and then we can be able to build more flats on the property. And as we know, it's a long-term investment, not only for ourselves but for our kids as well, because our dream is to have even other investment properties so that we are able to leave these investments for our children. So yeah, that's how we were able. Oh yes. One important thing. So ABSA approved most our investment property. So then we thought, now we have this credit card by ABSA, we have this investment property by ABSA, and the vehicle finance also was by ABSA. So I said, Mark, you know what? Let's must switch from that our primary property from SA Home Loan to ABSA as well. So that's what you do. Because another thing that I was struggling with SA Home Loan was that they calculate your interest rate and they fluctuate your payments, your monthly payments, like every 3 months, if I'm not mistaken. So basically now I have to every 3 months go to my HR to update them on the current payment amount that has to be paid to as a home loan. So if I don't do that and they've actually increased it, then I'm behind without me knowing, because now I'm at least knowing that as a home loan is deducting from my payslip, but then I'm actually behind because now they've increased it maybe from 8,500 to 8,700 without me having now gone to HR. Now this 200 keeps on being in areas, you see. So now that's another thing that I did not like with as a home loan, because now our HR is not based in the center that I'm working at. So I have to go to my HR, then my HR has to take it and submit it in our main office, then our main office has to take it to our head office. So by the time it actually gets there and it's actually updated to this new installment, it's already 3 months again. We have to now do the same process again, you see. So that's another reason why I said, no man, let's rather have all of our debts in one place, and it's all now in one app, and we're able to see that this is what we owe here, this is what we owe here. And yeah, that is where we're currently standing at the moment. And I'm also going to take you on the journey of us paying off these debts one by one. So this year, since it's the beginning of the year, we have told ourselves that we are going to target our credit card first. So it's both avalanche and both snowball at the same time, because our credit card is basically the lowest amount that we owe, ne? And it has the highest interest. So it's both. So on my next video, I'll be basically breaking down the how much we owe and what is our plan with regards to paying it off. And yeah, I think let's end up this end of the video here. If you have any other questions, or if there's something that I missed, don't forget to comment, and then I can try and explain whatever that did not make sense to you guys. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please do give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.